Hello students. So today we are going to discuss regarding blood pressure. What is blood pressure? Blood pressure is the force that the blood exerts against the wall of the vessel. It's called a blood pressure. So as you know, blood flows to the arteries and the veins. So what happens is the force that the blood exerts on the walls of the vessel, that it be artery or the veins, that pressure is known as the blood pressure. The normal systolic pressure is absent 120 mm of Hg, and diastolic pressure is 80 mm of Hg. The blood have platelet cells which circulate around the body and plug these leak by helping to clot the blood at this point of injury. So we'll discuss about, this is the diagram of human heart. So you can see pulmonary arteries, then pulmonary veins, then the left atrium, there's a valve, and then the left ventricle. Here we got the right ventricle and the right atrium. So there's a valve known as vena cava from the lower body, and the two left vertical and the right vertical is divided by a wall known as septum. So also we can look at the right atrium. The blood comes in from vena cava, from the upper body. From the lower body you get it from vena cava, from the lower body here. Or it goes into this left right vertical. Okay. We have got the aorta at the top, then the pulmonary arteries and the pulmonary veins, and the left atrium and the left ventricle, then right atrium and the right ventricle. The left ventricle and the right ventricle is separated by septum, that is a dividing wall. So this is how the transportation of blood or the purification or pumping of the blood happens inside the human heart. So in next is transportation in plants. How does the transportation in plants happen? In plants, vascular bundles are responsible for transportation. Transportation of water is done by xylem tissue, and transportation of food is done by phloem tissue. So there are two basically mode of transportation of the vascular bundles, which are phloem and xylem. So phloem is responsible for food transportation, and xylem is responsible for water transportation. And how water is absorbed by the roots. At roots, the cell on contact with the soil actively absorb ions due to the difference in the concentration of the ions created, and so water moves into the cell. So it's basically happened due to the difference in the concentration of the ions from high concentration to low concentration. So accordingly the roots absorb water. The absence of sap. The transpiration helps in the absorption and movement of water and minerals dissolved in it during the daytime. When the stomata are open, the transpiration pool becomes the major driving pull in the movement of the water in xylem. So the transpiration helps in the absorption and movement of water and minerals dissolved in it during the daytime. So during the daytime what happens is, due to the transpiration process, the movement of water and minerals starts when the stomata is open. And then the transpiration pull becomes the major driving pull in the movement of water in the xylem. With the help of the transpiration pull, as we know, xylem is responsible for the movement of the transportation of water. So with the help of the transpiration pull, xylem conducts the process of transportation of water. Then translocation of food. How does food translocate? The transport or soluble product of photosynthesis is called translocation. It is done by the phloem tissue. So basically this is the process of how the translocation of food is done. Now next is excretory system. So excretory system, basically what are the excretory organs? That is a pair of kidneys, the ureter, the urinary bladder, and urethra. Urethra is the excretory organ, a kidney which purifies the water or the liquid, and the ureter is the channel, and the urethra is where the urine is stored, and urethra where the urine is excreted. So this was all about the life processes. Thank you.